Meanwhile, President Biden is promising that the U.S. and its allies will respond, quote, swiftly and decisively if Russia invades Ukraine. U.S. officials believe an attack could come in just days. Weijia Jiang is following this story for us from the White House, and she joins us now to talk about this. So, Weijia, President Biden spoke with Ukraine's president yesterday, and Zelensky invited the president to come to Ukraine. What are you learning about that, the possibility of that?
Well, the Ukrainian President Zelensky told Mr. Biden that this would be an opportunity to de-escalate, and it would be a very powerful symbol. But so far, the White House is not commenting on how it plans to respond to this invitation and whether President Biden plans to go there, although it seems very unlikely. Now, this call followed a conversation that President Biden had with Vladimir Putin over the weekend that failed to reach any kind of breakthrough. In fact, the spokesperson for the Pentagon came out after the call and said that it gave no reason for optimism, that there was no indication that Putin planned to de-escalate, and that this was not the direction that they had hoped to go with that phone call. And so I think, as Vlad, you said this morning on CBS Mornings, the world is watching to see what happens. But right now, the U.S. is preparing for the possibility of a military invasion. In fact, our colleagues, Margaret Brennan and Christina Ruffini, are reporting that their sources say that the U.S. is trying to remove everybody from Kyiv, embassy personnel, Americans, within the next 12 to 36 hours. So there's definitely a sense of urgency here. Of course, last week from the briefing room, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said it was an urgent message for people to get out while they still could.
Jake Sullivan also said something else. He spoke about a possible Russian plan to, essentially frame Ukraine for a possible invasion, to make it an excuse for a possible invasion. Can you give us any more information about that?
So this is called a false flag operation, and we know that there was an emergency meeting in the Situation Room last Thursday to talk about intelligence. This was a key piece of it because U.S. officials say there's mounting evidence that this is exactly what Russia may be devising right now. So it would essentially attack itself or proxies of itself and then blame it on Ukraine to say, this is what the Ukrainians have done, and therefore we are going to respond with military action. That could include airstrikes or missile launches, but U.S. officials are warning that that could be a possibility. It's something that we have been talking about already for several weeks, but something in the intelligence amped it up to the next level. And so, again, whether that could happen or not, to be seen. But the White House is stressing that an invasion could happen at any moment.
I'm glad you said that something amped it up to the next level, because I was thinking, well, we've discussed this. So what is new here? But obviously there's new intelligence that we don't know anything about, but it's enough to sort of raise the alarm. Weijia Jiang, thank you.
Sure.